we are going to consider about the next application of the Gauss law, that is expression for electric field at a point, electric field at a point due to an infinite plane sheet of charge, So I am considering a plane sheet of charge. Let us take this plane sheet of charge as of infinite size. In this plane sheet of charge, if a total charge Q is given, the total charge given is distributed uniformly over its surface. So I can calculate the surface charge density. So as we know, the surface charge density is given by the value sigma. Surface charge density is defined as charge per unit area. Therefore, the charge available Q equal to sigma into A. Let us consider this as equation number 1. Now, where we have to calculate that electrical field, from the center of the plane sheet of charge O at a distance R, I am considering a point P. So at this point P, I have to calculate what is the electrical field. See, in order to calculate the electrical field at this point P, using the Gauss law, I have to construct a symmetrical Gaussian surface. So how to construct a symmetrical Gaussian surface? So I am considering another point P dash at the same distance R from O on the other side. So that the electrical field in front of the plane sheet and at the back of the plane sheet at the same distances are same. So the point will have the same electrical field on both sides of the sheet. If you're having the sheet here, say for example, I'm having a sheet here. I'm considering a point on the right side of the sheet. So it is at a distance R. So in order to get symmetrical surface, what I am considering, I am taking another point on the left-hand side of the plane sheet at the same distance. So from this chart, the electrical field at the point P on the one side is equal to the electrical field on the other side. So the 2 points are considered to be symmetrical since they are considered to have the same electric field. Now the 2 points, what are the 2 points? The 2 points P and P dash are separated at a distance of 2r, or separated at a distance 2r. Now, enclosing these 2 points, I am constructing a cylinder with 2 end caps at both ends, and the cylinder is piercing through what? The cylinder is piercing through the plane sheet of charge. The cylinder that I have considered is said to have a total area A. So the area of the end cap or the total area of this Gaussian surface is considered to be A. So how I have chosen an Gaussian surface? So I am writing like this. Choose a Gaussian surface. Choose a Gaussian surface as a closed cylinder, of length 2r, with the caps at its ends, closed ends at ends, caps at ends, each of area A, arranged to pierce, P-E-R-C-E, okay, arranged to pierce on both sides. On both sides and directed away from, and it is directed away from the sheet. Directed away from the sheet. This area we are calling it out as the Gaussian surface. So the Gaussian surface is considered to be symmetrical. Now I have to calculate what is the total electrical flux for this Gaussian surface. So I am writing the total electrical flux for the Gaussian surface is, how I can write the total electrical flux for the Gaussian surface is generally represented as phi. So according to our formula, the flux available is equal to, here when you are considering the Gaussian surface, we are having two parts. One is the cylindrical part and another one is the two closed parts. So flux is equal to flux due to curved part of the cylinder, curved part of cylinder, plus, idu kuda we have to add the flux due to, this is plus, flux due to the end caps of the cylinder. Flux due to the end caps of the cylinder. So how I can calculate this now? If I am taking phi, the flux due to curved part of the cylinder can be written as closed integral of E into ds into cos theta, and here the closed part I can write it out as curved part of cylinder. If I am writing it as the curved part, then there is no need to put this round. Okay, so just I can put like this. So integral of curved part of E into ds into cos theta plus integral of, I have to consider the closed part. The closed part of that is again E into ds into cos theta. See, in curved part, what is the value of theta? And in closed ends, closed part at ends, what is the value of angle theta? See, let us consider the curved part first of all. In the curved part, if I am considering a small area, the electrical field acting at that curved part will be acting away since the charge is considered to be positive. And when you are dropping a normal, the normal drawn is considered to be ds vector or dA vector, which is perpendicular to that of the electrical field. So angle between the normal drawn and the electrical field, which we are considering it as theta, is 90 degree. So in curved part, theta becomes 90 degree. Whereas at the end caps, if you are considering the end caps, the normal drawn will be in this direction, which is ds vector. Or at this end, the normal drawn will be in this direction, considered to be ds vector. What is the direction of electrical field? Electrical field due to this plane sheet of charge will also acting away from that of the charge. So the electrical field is also acting along the same direction. So theta equal to 0. When you are considering theta equal to 90, then the flux due to the curved part is equal to 0. So I can write what is the flux. So I can write flux available is equal to integral of the closed part, or the closed end at P. The closed end at P is given by E into ds plus on the other side, closed integral of the closed end at P dash. Again, you will be able to get A into ds because the closed part ends are of two parts. One is on the right hand side carrying P and another one on the left hand side carrying P dash. So closed integral of E into ds at P and closed integral of E into ds at P dash. So how to calculate this flux? When I am integrating this, the electrical field is considered to be same. So I have to integrate only what? Integral of ds at the end P. Similarly, plus E into closed integral at the point P dash for that small area. When you are integrating, you can able to get the total area. See, here I have written choose a Gaussian surface as a closed cylinder of length 2r with caps at its ends. Each of area, how much? Each of area capital A. So when I am integrating this ds, I will be getting the total area. Total area at the end caps is A. So I can write phi is equal to E into A plus E into A, which will be equal to 2 into E into A. Take this as equation number 2. So I got the flux available due to the cylindrical surface has been calculated. Now what I have to do? I have to apply the Gauss law. So according to Gauss law, what is your formula? See, we know that. Okay, so we know that according to Gauss law, see, we have already studied that according to the Gauss law, the flux available is defined as flux phi
E
is
by
equal to Q
Q
divided by
prime.
epsilon 0. From equation 1, I can write Q as sigma into A. So sigma A divided by epsilon 0. Take this as equation number 2. Now compare these two equations. You compare. So on comparing, compare equation 1 and equation 2. Both the left-hand sides are equal. Equate both the right-hand side. So I can write 2EA is equal to sigma into A by epsilon 0. So this A and this A will get cancelled. I will be getting the electrical field E equal to sigma divided by 2 epsilon 0. If it is E vector, then I can say E vector equal to sigma divided by 2 epsilon 0 into R cap. This electrical field E will act outwards, When it will act in the outward direction, if the charge in the plane sheet is positive. Similarly, electrical field E will act inwards or towards the charge if the charge Q is taken to be what? If the charge Q is taken to be negative. See, one more important point is here. This equation, when you are considering this electrical field equation is equal to sigma divided by 2 epsilon 0. See, the point P is at a distance R. That R value is not included in this electrical field equation. So we can say electrical field at a point due to a plane sheet of charge is independent of what? Electrical field here, it is independent of distance. What do you mean by this? When I am having a plane sheet of charge and the point considered is either nearer or far away from this plane sheet of charge, the value of the electrical field is same. Due to distance, the electrical field at a point by the plane sheet of charge never changes. That is given as electrical field is independent of what? Electrical field is independent of distance. Hope you should have understood. We are going to get again the next application, expression for electric field at a point, due to two infinite plane sheet of charges, which are kept parallel. So we can also say that electrical field at a point due to two parallel infinite plane sheet of charges, or this can be written as electrical field at a point due to parallel infinite plane sheet of charges. Parallel infinite plane sheet of charges. So let us see how I can able to get this. So in order to study this, I am taking two infinite plane sheet of charges which are being kept parallel to each other. So this is one of the plane sheet. And another plane sheet, I am placing it here, which is also considered to be the same size. and both the plates are taken to be parallel to each other. In one of the plate, the charges that are being given is taken to be positive. So the surface charge density of the first plate is taken to be plus sigma. In the second plate, I am taking the charges given as negative, and the charges are uniformly distributed in such a way that the surface charge density is taken to be minus sigma. Now, both plates are kept in air medium in such a way that they are kept parallel to each other. So I am writing a small description. Consider two infinite plane sheet of charges, infinite plane sheet of charges having surface charge density, having surface charge densities as plus sigma and minus sigma respectively, kept parallel to each other, kept parallel to each other. See, already we have studied in the previous question as electrical field at a point, due to plane sheet of charges, due to plane sheet of charge is E, which is equal to sigma by epsilon 0. Already we have studied in the previous question. See, if the surface charge density, if the surface charge density is, if the surface charge density is plus sigma, then let us consider the electrical field as E1, which is equal to sigma by epsilon 0 acting away from the plane sheet. Am I correct? Acting away from the plane sheet. Similarly, I am taking what? Similarly, I am considering the second concept. That is, if the charge or if the surface charge density, okay, if the surface charge density is minus sigma, then the electrical field at point is, let us consider it as E2, which is also in magnitude sigma by epsilon 0, but acting what? But acting towards what? Acting towards the charge or acting towards the plane sheet.
Sir, இங்க ரெண்டு plane sheet இருக்கலாம்.
See, now I am considering two cases. Case 1. What is this case 1? Case 1 is I am taking the two plane parallel sheets. One is having the surface charge density as plus sigma, and another plane sheet of charge which is having the surface charge density as minus sigma. I am taking a point in between the two plates. I am considering the point P1. Let us take like this. Let P1 be a point in between the two plates. So this point P1 will be experiencing two electrical fields. At this point P, you will be able to get electrical field due to the positive charge. Then it is E1. Due to negative charge also, you are getting an electrical field at this point P1. Then it is E2. Now, electrical field is a vector quantity in what direction that electrical field is acting. See, according to our condition, electrical field E1 due to the positive charge will act away from that of the positive charge. Here I am having the positive charge, means it is acting towards the right. What is E2? E2 is considered to be electrical field at that point P1 due to the negative charge. If it is due to the negative charge, means it will be acting towards the negative charge. So it is like this. Towards means also like this. Am I correct?
So negative
yes. Here you are having the negative charges. Towards the negative charge only the electrical field will be acting. See, the case 1 I explain. You consider a point P1. So let us take like this. Consider a point P1 in between the two plates. In between the two plates. See, E1 and E2 are acting along the same direction. Acting in the same E1 vector and E2 vector are in the same direction. Therefore, net electric field. Therefore, net electric field at point P1 due to parallel sheet of charges is parallel sheet of charges. That is net electrical field at point P1 abdina, that point is inside the plane sheet of charges. Then the net electrical field E vector is equal to, both electrical fields are acting in the same direction. So the net electrical field is E1 vector plus E2 vector. Therefore, E magnitude is sigma divided by 2 epsilon 0 plus sigma divided by 2 epsilon 0. So we have made a mistake, isn't it? One is considered to be this. See, when you are considering an electrical field at a point due to a plane sheet of charges given by sigma divided by 2 epsilon 0. E1 is also sigma divided by 2 epsilon 0. And electrical field at a point due to a plane sheet of charges considered to be sigma divided by 2 epsilon 0. Here also, if the surface charge density is minus sigma, E2 is considered to be equal to sigma divided by 2 epsilon 0. That is what we have derived in the previous case, isn't it? See, here I have derived electrical field at a point due to a plane sheet of charges given by sigma by 2 epsilon 0, acting away if it is positive and acting towards if it is negative. So when I am taking that and writing it here, then due to the positive charges for surface charge density plus sigma, the electrical field E1 is sigma by 2 epsilon 0 acting away from the point. And here also, when you are considering the plane sheet of charge E2, a plane sheet of charge that is minus sigma, the electrical field is E2, which is sigma by 2 epsilon 0 acting towards. So from the diagram, it is clear that the 2 points are acting in what? The 2 points are acting in the same direction. So the net electrical field E is equal to E1 plus E2, acting away from the point charge or towards right, I can write, or I can write it out as towards right. So on simplification, I can write the net electrical field E inside the two plane sheet of charges 2 sigma divided by 2 epsilon 0. So the answer will be sigma by epsilon 0. So electrical field E inside the plane sheet of charges is equal to sigma divided by 2 epsilon, sigma divided by epsilon 0. Not epsilon 2 epsilon 0. It is sigma divided by epsilon 0. Similarly, if you are considering case 2, see, I am going for case 2. What is that case? I am taking another point and I am taking the point away or outside the two plates. In these two parallel plane sheet of charges, one is having the surface charge density as plus sigma, another one is having the surface charge density as minus sigma. Now you consider a point outside. So point is taken outside the plates. Point is outside the sheet of charges. So I am taking a point here and I am representing the point as P2. See, the point P2 will also experience two electrical fields. One due to the positive charge and another one due to the negative charge. Due to the positive charge, the electrical field is E1. Due to the negative charge, the electrical field is E2. See, due to the positive charge, if the electrical field is E1 means it is acting away from that of the positive charge. The electrical field E2 due to negative charges acting towards that of the electrical charge. Correct? You see, when you are considering the point P2, on this P2, electrical field due to this positive charge, which is E1, is acting away from the positive charge. So it is acting towards right. At the same time, the point P2 is experiencing another electrical field due to this negative charge, which we are taking it as E2. In what direction it will act? If the electrical field is due to negative charge, means it will be acting towards the negative charge. So it is acting in this direction. Therefore, what is the net electric field? Net electrical field is
parallel.
okay. What is the net electrical field E? Net electrical field E at a point outside is equal to, see, both are in opposite side direction. So I have to write E1 minus E2. So the net electrical field E outside is equal to E1 is sigma by 2 epsilon 0 minus sigma by 2 epsilon 0. So the net electrical field at a point outside the plane sheet of charges is equal to 0. So I can write the electrical field E outside the plates is 0 and in between the two plates is sigma by epsilon 0. But the final one is the expression for electrical field intensity near a charged metal plate. So consider a metal plate as shown in the figure. Consider a metal plate as in figure. Plate as in figure with positive charges. With positive charges. When you are giving the positive charges, the metal plate is said to have two surfaces. One is taken to be the surface 1 and another one is considered to be surface 2. In both of the surfaces, the surface charge density is taken to be, in both surfaces, the surface charge density is taken to be plus sigma. Consider a point P away from the plates. If you are considering the point P away from the plates, the plate P is experiencing two electrical fields. So due to plus sigma on surface 1, the electrical field available is E1 acting away. Similarly, due to plus sigma on surface 2, the electrical field, we can consider it as E2, that is also acting away. So the point P experiencing two electrical fields and the two electrical fields are acting in the same direction, and so the net electrical field E equal to E1 plus E2 towards right. So substituting for E1 and E2, we can write E equal to electrical field due to a plane sheet of charges sigma by 2 epsilon 0. So I can write the equation as A is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon 0 plus sigma by 2 epsilon 0, which is equal to sigma by epsilon 0. So net electrical field at a point due to an metal plate carrying a charge is given by the formula E equal to sigma by epsilon 0. In general, we can say this equation is applicable for any shape of metal conductor. This is what the final application of the Gauss law. See, let us summarize. What are the applications that we have studied regarding the Gauss law? See, the first applications, all applications, let us summarize the applications. What are the applications of Gauss law? So applications of Gauss law. When you are considering this applications of Gauss law, the first application studied is electrical field at a point due to an infinite plane sheet of charge. Plane sheet of charge. And the formula is given by E equal to lambda divided by 2 pi epsilon 0 into R. Here, lambda is considered to be linear charge density. Linear charge density. This is the first application we have studied. The second one, electrical field at a point, due to a hollow, second one is hollow spherical shell. See, when you are considering a hollow spherical shell, then we have gone with the three cases. One, at a point
Inside.
Point outside. First of all, at a point outside.
Outside.
So electrical field at a point outside is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 into Q divided by small r square. If you are writing it in vector notation, means you have to put r cap. Then the second one, at a point, okay, at a point on the surface, at a point on the surface. So we can write E vector on the surface. E vector on the surface is 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by capital R square into R cap. Then what is the next one? We have taken the next one as
at a point inside.
At a point inside. So when you are considering it at a point inside, the electrical field E equal to 0. And then what is the third application we have studied? Electrical field at a point, electrical field at a point.
Solid.
Yeah, non-conductive solid shell, non-conductive solid sphere. So in case of a non-conducting solid sphere, we can write E. That is, here also we have taken 3 cases. A, electrical field E at a point outside, at a point outside. So in this case, we know that the electrical field E is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q by R square. But here Q is, what is Q? Q is rho multiplied it with V. Isn't it? Charge per unit volume. V is for volume. So we can simplify this using like this. Q is equal to rho into, what is the volume? Volume is 4 by 3 pi capital R cube. Like this, we have studied this. Then the next one, what is the next one? The volume is small r cube, not capital R cube, small r cube, because the distance is smaller. Then the B, next one, the electrical field E at a point inside, at a point on the surface. A point on the surface. The final electrical field is given by the formula E equal to rho. That is 2 formulas we might have calculated. One as rho into R divided by 3 epsilon 0. Or we can write like this, 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q divided by capital R square. Here we have substituted it for Q and we have got the final equation. Similarly, C, electrical field E at a point inside the sphere. At the point inside is given by electrical field E is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon 0 Q into small r divided by R cube. By substituting it for Q, we can get it out as rho into R divided by 3 into epsilon 0. This is the electrical field at a point due to what? Due to
R dash
okay, R dash. Okay. If you are taking the distance as R dash, then we have to write it out as R dash. If you are taking the point distance as R, then we have to take it out as R. Okay. We have taken the distance as R dash, so it is R dash. Okay. What is the distance between what is the distance? What is the distance between the point considered inside the shell from that of the center? That distance is either R or R dash. What is the next application? The next application is, see, then the fourth one. The fourth one, what we have studied is electrical field at a point due to plane sheet of charge. Due to plane sheet of charge. So due to a plane sheet of charge, electrical field is equal to sigma divided by 2 epsilon 0. Then what is the fifth one? Electrical field at a point. Electrical field at a point due to parallel sheet of charges. If you are taking it for the parallel sheet of charges, then we are having 2 concepts. One is electrical field inside the plate and another one is electrical field outside. Electrical field inside is sigma by epsilon 0 and electrical field outside is 0.
Sigma by
Then
2
the final
epsilon.
one is, what's the final one? The final one is electrical field intensity or electrical field at a point due to a metal sheet. Due to a metal sheet. If it is due to a metal sheet, then electrical field intensity is given by sigma by epsilon 0. So these are the applications which are being summarized with formulas, which will be very useful for doing problems both in theory as well as in your entrance examinations.